official was very pleased to hear that there was interest in collaborating with the United States and with other ASEAN member states about how to tackle this problem head on. Again, we in the United States see Cambodia's country coordinator role as an opportunity to strengthen our bilateral relations with Cambodia also. We have had the opportunity to sit down together and talk more often, and so we have a better mutual understanding about various issues that impact the region, including trade, including transnational crime, including digital economy. And so I would say that this is so far off to a very good start. The United States will host the next US-ASEAN dialogue in Washington, D.C. next year. The senior official already invited His Excellency Kong Pok and his team to Washington for the meetings. So I'll just note that, yeah, it's off to a very, very good start. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. That is very interesting. Yeah, I'm so happy that His Excellency Kong Pok and other Cambodian delegate will go to Washington for the US-ASEAN dialogue. That is very important. បាទឥឡូវយើងនៅមានពេលច្រើនទៀតប្រហែលជាជិត20នាទីទៀតបាទអញ្ចឹងសូមជិះបងអូខេលោកគ្រូប៊ុនថងបាទសូមចេញបាទ
ជាបឋមសូមគ្រប់អាយដាមទឹកភាចាប្រធានរាជមន្ត្រីកម្ពុជាបាទសូមគ្រប់លោកស្រីវាគ្មិនសូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំនិងស្វាគមន៍ដល់បងប្អូនទាំងអស់ដែលមានវត្តមាននៅទីនេះខ្ញុំមាន2សំណួរទៅលោកស្រីបាទទី1នៅក្នុងក្របខ័ណ្ឌទំនាក់ទំនងកម្ពុជាសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកជាមួយនឹងអាស៊ាននេះខ្ញុំលើកចំណុចមួយគឺតាក់ទងនឹងពន្ធបរិការបាទក្នុងការកំណត់នៅភាគរយនៃពន្ធបរិការដែលសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកកំណត់មកប្រទេសដែលជាសមាជិករដ្ឋសមាជិកអាស៊ានហ្នឹងគឺមិនស្មើគ្នាទេយើងឃើញខុសៗគ្នាបើយើងប្រៀបធៀបកម្ពុជាជាមួយនឹងវៀតណាមគេទាបជាងកម្ពុជាខ្ពស់ជាងអញ្ចឹងជាសំណួរសួរថាតើហេតុផលមូលដ្ឋានដែលរដ្ឋាភិបាលលោកត្រាំកំណត់ពន្ធបរិការហ្នឹងវាជាហេតុផលខាងសេដ្ឋកិច្ចតែមួយគត់ឬមួយក៏មានហេតុផលខាងនយោបាយដូចមានអ្នកធ្វើអត្ថាធិប្បាយខ្លះបានលើកឡើងបាទសំណួរទី1សំណួរទី2យើងឃើញថានៅពេលដែលការផ្ទុះអាវុធរវាងកម្ពុជានិងថៃនៅដោយសារតែរឿងព្រំដែននេះយើងឃើញមានប្រទេសមួយចំនួននៅក្នុងនោះមានសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកដែរដែលសម្ដែងការព្រួយបារម្ភហើយនឹងចង់ឲ្យភាគីទាំងពីរហ្នឹងថាសម្របសម្រួលដើម្បីដោះស្រាយដោយសន្តិវិធីហើយយើងឃើញចិនហាក់ដូចជាចង់បានបង្ហាញនៅបំណងចង់សម្របសម្រួលបើសិនជាភាគីទាំងពីរហ្នឹងព្រមតើសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកមានគំនិតយ៉ាងម៉េចដែរក្រៅតែពីសម្ដែងការព្រួយបារម្ភមានគិតថាចង់ដើរជាថាភាគីទី3នៅក្នុងការសម្របសម្រួលប្រទេសទាំងពីរដើម្បីឲ្យបញ្ចប់ចំនួនដែរឬទេដោយសារតែសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកព្រោះយើងគិតថាជាមហាអំណាចទី1ហើយក៏អ្នកដែលធ្លាប់ជួយដោះស្រាយបញ្ហាពិភពលោកបានច្រើនដែរបាទសូមអរគុណ
Thank you for both of those questions. I'll start with the second one. We took interest in the conversations that occurred yesterday between Prime Minister Anwar of Malaysia and Prime Minister Hun Manet, and of course Prime Minister Anwar and the Thai Prime Minister. And we took interest in the fact that Prime Minister Anwar, as the chair of ASEAN, immediately decided to try to play a role to negotiate a ceasefire. And, we think that's a really appropriate role for the ASEAN chair. This is an issue that, of course, is impacting not just your two countries, but the whole region. So we took some real interest in that. I know that your Prime Minister also requested that the UN Security Council take up the issue, and I understand that at 3 o'clock, 1500 New York time today, the Security Council will meet behind closed doors in order to discuss the situation. So we appreciate that there are ongoing discussions, and hope and really urge for a ceasefire, an end to the violence as quickly as possible, and a peaceful resolution to the disputes as quickly as possible. And then on the tariffs, look, I'll be very frank with you. The things that the current U.S. administration have highlighted as not creating a fair and balanced trade relationship between the U.S. and every other country in the world. These have been issues for many years. They predate this administration. They predate the previous administration. They predate the first Trump administration. For many, many years, we have been asking all of our trading partners to reduce non-tariff barriers, to make trade more reciprocal, more balanced. And finally, this administration has taken some strong action. I know, so the White House is the responsible for setting the tariff rates, and I know that the president is looking at each country individually. I don't know that there's a reason to compare neighbors. I understand why you asked that question, but I know that he's looking at each country individually. You know, we in Cambodia specifically, our U.S. companies for years have asked that they be treated the same way as companies from other countries, and they have not received that same treatment. And so this is what we are asking for. So it's an economic discussion, and I know that the Cambodian government, led by His Excellency Deputy Prime Minister Sun Chantal, has been very serious in the negotiations with the U.S. government. And, you know, we're very pleased to see that the Cambodian government has taken these negotiations, has approached them seriously and with intent. And you must have seen that our president sent a letter to Prime Minister Hun Manet announcing a 36% tariff rate that is meant to take effect August 1. In our understanding, that means that there is a possibility for a change in the tariff rate by August 1. So we appreciate that Deputy Prime Minister Sun Chantal has continued to have conversations with our U.S. trade representative in order to make sure the tariff rate is exactly right for Cambodia. But let me just underscore that this is not targeted towards Cambodia. It's not targeted towards ASEAN. This is global. You know, we have faced challenges in our trading relationships for many, many years with essentially every country in the world. And it's not about that we have you know, a trade imbalance. That's a factor. But the major factor is that our companies are not treated the same as other companies in Cambodia. So that's the crux of the conversation. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
ជាគេចាប់ផ្ដើមសូមធ្វើការគោរពទៅដល់អង្គវេទិកាទាំងមូលសូមធ្វើការគោរពទៅដល់ព្រះថេរៈនុថេរៈគ្រប់ព្រះអង្គលោកបណ្ឌិតឯកឧត្តមបណ្ឌិតព្រមទាំងលោកគ្រូអ្នកគ្រូទាំងអស់ដែលកំពុងតែស្ថិតនៅទីនេះ so my first I have the feeling that recently the United States has been withdrawing from many majors and organizations around the world. Do you think that relationships between the United States and ASEAN could be affected? That's okay. You like you know, right? Yes. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. It's a very good question. I think our administration has clearly articulated some of the challenges it sees with, I think you're referring to some international organizations. Those are very different from ASEAN. And I'll just underscore again that Secretary of State Rubio, his first trip to Asia as Secretary of State was to attend ASEAN meetings. I think that's a real signal. I don't see us going anywhere away from ASEAN. That's my entire presentation was essentially to make that point. So I understand what you're trying to say, but this is not the same sort of international organization. This is an economic grouping of very, very important countries, economically, strategically, in the world and for the United States.
បាទមិញខ្ញុំឃើញវណ្ណរិទ្ធលើកដៃដែរបាទបាទអឺឡូចាអឺឡូបាទជាបឋមសូមគោរពឲ្យដំធានរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលកម្ពុជាសូមគោរពប្រធានព្រះសង្ឃគ្រប់អង្គសូមគោរពអង្គពិធីទាំងមូលសូមគោរពខាងតំណាងសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកខ្ញុំបាទនៅតែចាប់អារម្មណ៍ទៅលើពន្ធបដិការជា reciprocal tariff ប្រទេសអាស៊ានខ្ញុំពិនិត្យឃើញប្រទេសមួយចំនួនគឺចុះមកនៅត្រឹម 19% ឥណ្ឌូនេស៊ីហ្វីលីពីនបាទវៀតណាមគឺនៅ 20% នេះបើប្រៀបធៀបទៅហ្វីលីពីនឥណ្ឌូនេស៊ីមានទំហំពាណិជ្ជកម្មធំជាមួយសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកកម្ពុជាមានតែជាង $10 លានប៉ុណ្ណោះហើយដោយទូចខ្ញុំបាទសូមចង់សំណូមពរថាពន្ធពាណិជ្ជកម្មកម្ពុជាសូមដាក់ឲ្យកាន់តែទៀបកាន់តែល្អពីព្រោះដោយប្រទេសជប៉ុនទំហំពាណិជ្ជកម្មធំ$550,000 លានដែរដែលយុរដ្ឋមន្ត្រីជប៉ុនទំនាក់ទំនងជាមួយប្រធានាធិបតីអាមេរិកថ្ងៃមុននេះខ្ញុំតាមមើល$550,000 លានអញ្ចឹងចុះមកឲ្យជប៉ុននៅតាម 15%ចំពោះកម្ពុជាទំហំពាណិជ្ជកម្មតូចប៉ុណ្ណេះសូមថាបើបាន10ឬក្រោម 10% កាន់តែល្អសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកនឹងបង្កើតប្រវត្តិសាស្ត្រមួយដ៏ល្អជាមួយកម្ពុជាបាទនេះជាសំណួរទី1ថាតើសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកអាចសម្រួលបានទេនៅពន្ធពាណិជ្ជកម្មនេះដើម្បីបើកពាណិជ្ជកម្មទ្វេភាគីរវាងកម្ពុជានិងសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកបាទសំណួរទី2តកតងទៅនឹងបច្ចុប្បន្នភាពថៃជាអ្នកបង្កបញ្ហាមកលើកម្ពុជាមុនដូច្នេះនាយករដ្ឋមន្ត្រីរបស់ខ្ញុំបានផ្ញើលិខិតទៅក្រុមប្រឹក្សាសន្តិសុខអង្គការសហប្រជាជាតិ The UN Security Council ដើម្បីបើកការប្រជុំឲ្យឆាប់បំផុតហើយសូមដាក់កម្លាំងដើម្បីត្រួតពិនិត្យនៅការវាយប្រយុទ្ធគ្នានេះបើមិនដូច្នោះទេគឺកម្លាំងផ្សេងៗនៅតែសងសឹកទៅវិញទៅមកមិនចប់ទេចុះខ្ញុំបាទសូមឲ្យសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកជួយពិនិត្យហ្នឹងឲ្យបានលឿនហើយឲ្យដាក់កម្លាំងខាងក្រមសន្តិសុខអង្គការសហជាតិមកត្រួតពិនិត្យបទឈប់បាញ់ហ្នឹងតែម្ដងសំណួរទី2ហ្នឹងសំណួរទី3សូមឲ្យពន្លឿនខាងដំណើរការកាត់សេចក្តីនៅទីក្រុងឡាអេសូមឲ្យសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកសូមជួយពន្លឿនមែនទែនដើម្បីដំណើរការកាត់សេចក្តីនៅទីក្រុងឡាអេអំពីចំនួនព្រំដែនរវាងកម្ពុជានិងថៃបាទសូមអរគុណបាទសូមអរគុណ
Thank you for your questions. I'll note on the UN Security Council, of course, the United States sits on the UN Security Council, so we will be in the meeting today at 1500 New York time at the United Nations headquarters. So we look, our representatives there will speak for the U.S. government, and we look forward to seeing the outcome of that meeting, which is of course behind closed doors. So I don't know when we'll see what happened in the meeting, but hopefully we can find some good outcomes from that. As for the tariffs, if you look at which countries have made tariff deals with the United States, they are all in Asia except for one. Japan, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam. That's an important signal for the U.S. interest in this region. You see that the United States has prioritized making these agreements all in Asia, and that's a really, really important point to show how deeply committed we are to this region, how much we're interested in continuing to engage in economically, in trade, strategically, and on people-to-people ties. So I think it's an important signal that Japan, Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines have all achieved tariff agreements with the United States. And I don't think it's an accident that they are all in Asia. As for the tariff rate, like I said, that is set by the President of the United States. And August 1st, there is a window for some additional discussions, and I believe those discussions are happening right now. Thank you.
បាទឃើញវណ្ណរិទ្ធលើកដៃមិញបាទបាទ
បាទជំរាបសួរខ្ញុំសូមបញ្ជាក់ជាមួយលោកស្រីបន្តិចដោយសារតែបទកថានេះយើងធ្វើឡើងចំពេលដែលកម្ពុជានិងថៃកំពុងបាតុកិច្ចខាងយោធានៅតាមព្រំដែនជាពិសេសនៅក្នុងករណីលើកនេះថៃបានប្រើយន្តហោះចម្បាំង S-16 របស់សហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកនៅក្នុងការវាយប្រហារមកលើទីតាំងយោធានិងទីតាំងនៅជិតប្រាសាទដែលជាបេតិកភណ្ឌពិភពលោករបស់កម្ពុជាដូច្នេះខ្ញុំចង់បានជំហររបស់សហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកតើសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកមានការយល់ឃើញឬក៏អាចបញ្ជាក់បានទេថាសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកនឹងប្រតិកម្មយ៉ាងណាជាមួយប្រទេសថៃដែលយកយន្តហោះចម្បាំងរបស់ខ្លួនមកវាយប្រហារដែលដូចនៅក្នុងកិច្ចព្រមព្រៀងរបស់សហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកលោកយន្តហោះឲ្យប្រទេសជាដៃគូដូចជាបានកំណត់ថាហាមយកយន្តហោះហ្នឹងទៅធ្វើការវាយប្រហារឬក៏ឈ្លានពានប្រទេសណាមួយដែលមិនមែនជាក្រុមបះបោឬក៏គេហៅថាមិនមែនជាប្រទេសក្រុមភេរវកម្មជាដើមសូមអរគុណ
Thank you for that question. We are, of course, watching the situation at the border very closely. Actually, my team and I have been sending back reports to Washington, D.C. Regularly so that our leadership at the State Department and at the White House and at the Defense Department can be very well informed about what is going on. We are also regularly talking to our colleagues at the U.S. Embassy in Bangkok so that we are understanding the situation from both sides of the border very well, as well as we can from the capitals. And we saw the reports that the F-16s were used yesterday by the Thai side. And I'll just note that the F-16s do not belong to the U.S. They belong to Thailand. And unfortunately, I'm not an expert on what is allowed and what is not. I will note that Thailand has been, Thailand and the U.S. for many, many years have been treaty allies. So we have a very different relationship between Thailand and the United States and Cambodia and the United States. uh, the Cambodia US military relationship is being rebuilt after some years. I don't know if you all heard, but our Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, he was in Singapore recently for the Shangri-La dialogue, and he announced that he will come to Cambodia to pay a visit sometime this year, and he will bring a big ship with him, a big American ship docket at Reunion Base. And so we're very much looking forward to that, and that shows the strength in US-Cambodia military ties as well. Thank you.
បាទអញ្ចឹងលោកគ្រូមានសំណួរដែរបាទសូមអញ្ជើញអ្នកចូលរួមផ្សេងទៀតបាទសិស្សនិស្សិតខាងណាដែលមានសំណួរបាទសូមចេញបាទណាព្រះអង្គមិន
ជាបឋមសូមគុណចាស់គ្រប់ព្រះអង្គទៅចម្រើនពរអ្នកវាគ្មិនទាំងអស់ថ្ងៃនេះអាត្មាព្រះនាមយានរតនសិទ្ធិធាវីជានិស្សិតនៅរាជបណ្ឌិតដែររៀនផ្នែកភាសាវិទ្យាសូមសួរតាក់ទងអំពីអាមេរិកដែលលក់គ្រាប់ S16 សួរដល់ច្រើនចំណុចទី1តើសំណួរទី1តើ AU មាន EUA មានន័យដូចម្ដេចហើយសំណួរទី2តើប្រទេសថៃដែលបានរំលោភទៅលើកិច្ចព្រមព្រៀង AUA ដោយរបៀបណាហើយសំណួរទី3តើអ្វីជាលទ្ធផលសម្រាប់ប្រទេសមានការរំលោភ AUA ហើយសំណួរទី4តើកម្ពុជាមានសិទ្ធិអ្វីក្នុងការឆ្លើយតបហើយសំណួរទី5តើហេតុអ្វីបានជាមានការតវ៉ាជាសាធារណៈទាក់ទងនឹងការប្រើយន្តហោះ S16 សហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកហើយសំណួរទី6តើសហគមន៍អន្តរជាតិគូធ្វើក្នុងករណីនេះដែរឬទេហើយចំណុចនេះសូមឲ្យសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកតើទទួលតបកិច្ចយ៉ាងណាដែលលក់គ្រាប់គេសម្រាប់ឲ្យប្រទេសតូចតាចបំផ្លាញមនុស្សសត្វបើយើងនិយាយថាប្រមាថតើទទួលយ៉ាងណាដែរក្នុងនាមអាមេរិកសូមអរគុណសំណួរសូមអរគុណ
Thank you. That was many questions, so I'm trying to remember them all. As I noted, the US and Thailand are treaty allies. So that means that we signed, I don't remember the exact year, but many, many years ago, we signed an agreement, a treaty, not just an agreement, to mutually defend each other. So this is a qualitatively different relationship than the United States has with most other countries in the world. In this region, we only have a few treaty allies, and in Southeast Asia, Thailand is one of them. I am not an expert on US-Thailand relations, so I'll be very frank with you that I don't know the reasoning behind some of the questions that you asked. And you know, our role, you know, as I've said, we are member of the UN Security Council, so we will take part in the meeting today in New York. Our government is watching very closely the situation at the border, again, through my colleagues here at the embassy and my colleagues at our embassy in Bangkok. And, the more information that we have about the actual situation at the border, it helps us as a government formulate a response and formulate maybe an idea to play some role. I think right now we are still assessing the situation at the border. We don't have complete information about what's happened. A lot of the international reporting also, there are very few correspondents in Cambodia. They all seem to live in Thailand, so it seems like there's more information coming out from Thailand at the moment than there is from Cambodia. So we'd appreciate seeing some more information, facts, right? I know that social media, there's been a lot of information. I don't know how accurate all of it is, so we'd love to see accurate facts about what is actually happening at the border. We understand there have been some casualties, and we would appreciate having the full information about that situation. Thank you.
បាទអញ្ចឹងអូនលើកដៃមិញបាទ
បាទជាបឋមខ្ញុំសូមគោរពដល់អាយដាមបណ្ឌិតសុកទូចប្រធាននៃរាជបណ្ឌិតសភាកម្ពុជានិងសូមគោរពដល់អង្គវេទិកាទាំងមូលហើយគោរពដល់វាគ្មិនអ្នកស្រី Ronald Smith ថ្ងៃនេះខ្ញុំមានសំណួរមួយដូចសំណួរមុនអញ្ចឹងគឺបានតាក់សួរតាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងបញ្ហាសង្គ្រាមជាមួយកម្ពុជាថៃដូច្នេះខ្ញុំសូមសួរឡើងម្ដងទៀតដែលថាតំណែងតំណងរវាងអាមេរិកហើយនិងអាស៊ានគឺមានភាពជិតស្និទ្ធមែនទែនហើយសម្រាប់ប្រទេសកម្ពុជាហើយនិងប្រទេសថៃក៏ស្ថិតនៅក្នុងតំបន់អាស៊ានដែរតើខ្ញុំចង់សួរថានៅក្នុងចំនួនរវាងកម្ពុជាហើយនិងថៃនេះប្រសិនបើយើងដឹងហើយសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកក៏បានជួយសម្របសម្រួលក្នុងសង្គ្រាមនេះដែរប៉ុន្តែប្រទេសថៃតាំងពីសង្គ្រាមនៅប្រាសាទព្រះវិហារហើយទោះបីជាតុលាការអន្តរជាតិបានចេញនៅឲ្យកម្ពុជាឈ្នះក៏ដោយប៉ុន្តែថៃមិនព្រមគោរពតាមតុលាការអន្តរជាតិនោះទេដោយសំណួរខ្ញុំឥឡូវនេះខ្ញុំចង់សួរថាប្រសិនបើកម្ពុជាអាចឈ្នះក្នុងបញ្ហានេះតែថៃមិនគោរពតាមតុលាការអន្តរជាតិតើសហរដ្ឋអាមេរិកឬក៏អាស៊ានអាចនឹងមានវិធានការអ្វីទៅលើប្រទេសថៃដែរឬទេបាទសូមអរគុណ
Thank you for that. I don't know what will happen in the future. I don't think you do either. So I can't comment on hypothetical, as we say. But I will say that the United States has given the same message to the Cambodian government and the Thai government. I should have said that from the beginning. That we have told both governments through our embassies in Phnom Penh and in Bangkok and in Washington, D.C. Through your embassies there that we really urge a peaceful resolution to the conflict through peaceful means, and that the violence, we urge the violence to stop as quickly as possible. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
បាទតែដោយសារយើងអស់ពេលហើយតែបើយើងអស់ពេលហើយអញ្ចឹងសូមបញ្ចប់ត្រឹមហ្នឹងតែម្ដងដោយសារតែពេលវេលាយើងខ្លី so I think it is time now so yeah thank you so much for your presentation and I hope that you will come here again to present after this បាទអញ្ចឹងសូមអរគុណព្រះអង្គហើយនិងលោកគ្រូប្រធានដែលកំពុងតែមានវត្តមាននៅទីនេះអញ្ចឹងទេបាទឥឡូវជាចុងក្រោយសូមទះដៃអរគុណគាត់មួយបាទអញ្ចឹងសូមអរគុណ
អរគុណ Thank you very much for your attention.
ថតរូបជុំគ្នាមួយ
So I would like to thank our moderator and our speaker, Ms. Rona, for your priceless time, and we sincerely thank the U.S. Embassy as always, for your continued collaboration, and also we can't wait to have more to come. So before the closing, I am honored to invite moderator speakers and also our president here, and all the participants to be on stage, and we have group photo together. សូមក្រុមជើញអាយដាមលោកជំទាវលោកលោកស្រីនាងកញ្ញាទាំងអស់ថតរូបជុំគ្នាជាអនុស្សាវរីយ៍ដើម្បីបញ្ចប់កម្មវិធីរបស់យើងចាយើងរំពឹងថានឹងមាន lecture បន្ថែមទៀតនៅពេលក្រោយ